better your insignificant servant Vidura Das. Thank you everyone for giving the opportunity. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Vidura Prabhuji, thank you so much for sharing these pastimes with Maharaj and your experience. And now we will move towards Kuntiya Prabhuji. Please share your experience with Maharaj.
Can I be heard? Hare Krishna. Can I be heard? Can anyone reply?
You have to speak a bit louder, Prabhuji. We can't hear you so well.
Can I be heard? Now? Is it okay now? Hare Krishna.
Yes, we can hear you, but it is the volume is low.
Okay, let me try. Hare Krishna. Is it better now? Can you? Should I go ahead, Prabhu?
Yes, I think you have to.
Should I go ahead?
Please test it, Prabhu. By this time, we are moving to the next devotee, and please test your mic, and so that you can increase the volume. We move on with Radha Krishna and Prabhu. We will come back to you, Prabhu.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Charu Swami Niti Namine Isnigdha Chetaha Supranita Vakminam Charasa Plutam Prabhupada Gataprana Nomi Bhakti Charu Padam Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Tarine. Hare Krishna everyone. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to talk about a little bit about Guru Maharaj. There are many things we can say about Guru Maharaj. We can talk a day, it won't end. Firstly, I would say that first time I met Guru Maharaj was in ISKCON London. When I remember he was the first Maharaj who offered me his Golan. Since then, that I started engaging in service in an amazing way that I said that I got the mercy a special mercy from him, that all the services were becoming in a very nice mood and every devotee were helping me. And just because of time, so I will just share something which recently, just before Guru Maharaj left this world, I had a dream just when he was going to America. I had a dream in the morning at about 4 a.m. It was about the 24 gurus. And then I was coming out of a huge building, and it was dark. I don't know where is it exactly, but if I think maybe it was a hospital or something. And there was a devotee whose name is Navanit Charu Prabhu. And we were talking, we said about 24 gurus. And then I said to myself, why I had a dream about Guru Maharaj and relating to 24 gurus and when he was going to America. And at the same time, every day I read the Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, one verse a day.
Radha Krishna and Prabhuji, please unmute your mic.
Okay, now
yes.
It's okay, Prabhu?
Now it's okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So Yeah. So I continue from the Srimad Bhagavatam, where I reached 2 days before Guru Maharaj left his body, was the left side of my body, my thighs, arms, and eyes are all quivering again and again. I'm having heart palpitations due to fear. All this indicates undesirable happenings. So I was wondering myself why I reached this chapter where you were this is saying about the bad omens happening, and I did not want to agree that Guru Maharaj was about to leave, And on the day on Guru Purnima, where I reached on Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, verse 45, where I will read the translation and the little purport, the message which I received from the Bhagavad Gita. Like they say, Krishna reveals by Sadhu Guru Shastra. So by Shastra, let's say I reached text Bhagavad Gita chapter 2, text 45, where it says, the Vedas deal mainly with the subject of the three modes of material nature, O Arjuna. Become transcendental to these three modes. Be free. And now the most important, it says, be free from all dualities and from all anxieties for gain and safety, and be established in the self. And in the purport, Srila Prabhupada is mentioning, as long as a material body exists, there are actions and reactions in the material modes. One has to learn tolerance in the face of dualities, such as happiness and distress, or cold and warmth, and by tolerating such dualities, become free from anxieties regarding gain and loss. This transcendental position is achieved in full Krishna consciousness when one is fully dependent on the goodwill of Sri Krishna. So, in some way, like it was like these verses where I reach in the Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, it's like gave me a courage and a message that we have to go to work more harder and to try to understand Krishna's plans and how to do more service in Guru Maharaj for Guru Maharaj, and especially like recently last week I organized by the grace of Guru Maharaj and mercy, I was able, and Devotees Corporation, I was able to organize a program at Krishna Baram Mandir, where in which I introduced a new project. And in this project, and everything it was like I could see that there was Guru Maharaj hand and mercy, because many devotees were satisfied about the project and about gave me very positive feedbacks, which I'm working very hard now. And I would say that maybe next time, maybe I'll offer the result and the project to Guru Maharaj. And another thing before I end is that I pray to Guru Maharaj that be always with me in my heart and to always guide me in any situation wherever I am. And what I would say is, like, I remember very nicely when before writing the first letter to Guru Maharaj, before telling him to accept me as his disciple, I had a dream about Nityananda Prabhu's. There was a song which is called Manaha Shiksha, and in this song it says Nitaya Pada Kamala. I didn't know that I have to write to Guru Maharaj now or not. Then after receiving this dreaming about this song, where Guru Maharaj is asking me about what tune to sing for this song, we were on a stage, the Pandal program. And on the following day itself,
Please
I
wind up,
just...
Prabhuji. Can you please wind up? We are short of time.
Okay. So I will end here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
Thank you so much, Radha
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Yes, now it's okay, Prabhu. But I think you are in two outlet. Please cancel one.
Yeah, can you hear now? Yeah, okay, Hare Krishna. So it's an immense pleasure to be given the opportunity to glorify Sorry. Yes, so Guru Maharaj is indeed someone really special. What makes him so special is his exemplary love for his Guru Maharaj. He prayed his love to Srila Prabhupada by being a perfect disciple of Srila Prabhupada. Of course, here we can say that Guru Maharaj ever imitated Prabhupada, but nonetheless, we can draw a parallel between Guru Maharaj and Prabhupada. Most of us only read of Srila Prabhupada in the Leela, but we have a glimpse of Srila Prabhupada Leela by studying the life of Maharaj, because we witness the life of Maharaj. Once Maharaj mentioned that we should be able to appreciate Srila Prabhupada when we turn 70 and not willing to ground just a little bit and realize at that time we will realize what Srila Prabhupada has done for us. Likewise, Guru Maharaj is the same spirit. At 75, he left the comfort of Ujjain temple and went to America to preach despite the COVID-19 pandemic. So there are many ways. So of course, Guru Maharaj, he was when we studied Srila Prabhupada, and Guru Maharaj is the same, Guru Maharaj would get up early and translate Srila Prabhupada books, just like Prabhupada, he will translate his bottoms. Guru Maharaj has a great book, just for Prabhupada. So Guru Maharaj would go on morning walks, just for Prabhupada, and Guru Maharaj, he would be so caring to his disciples, just like Srila Prabhupada was to his disciples. Everyone, he would have a personal relationship with many of his disciples, God brothers. And Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj, in one of the talks given by one of his God brothers, he mentioned that he thought that Guru Maharaj loved him the most, his God brother, that particular Maharaj. And then till he met Bhakti Bringa Maharaj, who said the same. Guru Maharaj said, I thought, he was telling, he said, Bhakti Maharaj, he thought that Bhakti Maharaj loves him most. Actually, then both of them met Indra Maharaj, and Indra Maharaj, he said the thing, he said, I thought Bhakti Maharaj loves me most amongst God brothers. So that Maharaj, he had a personal relation with like one. We can, even among his disciples, everyone, all his disciples think that, oh, Maharaj is in a special relation with me. Here we can draw a parallel between Guru Maharaj and Rasa during Rasa Leela, all the different gopis were thinking that Krishna is dancing with her only one. Actually, Krishna was dancing with everyone. So, like that, Guru Maharaj, he had a special relationship with all his disciples. We witness so many devotees, disciples, God brothers, who share like a personal relationship with Guru Maharaj. And like, it's wrong if we think that only oneself, we have a relationship with Guru Maharaj. So that make a Guru Maharaj really special. Guru Maharaj, he was wonderful kirtan leader, bhajan leader, just like Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada, he was tirelessly preaching and traveling. And Guru Maharaj, he was also traveling so much and preached so much. He was humility personified. We can, I myself once witnessed his humility when it was back in 1992 something. We went to we were visiting Jagannath Puri temple. Actually, it was a temple close to Jagannath Puri temple. It was Alarnath temple. There, it was a special temple. It is a special temple. There, Sri Chaitanya Prabhu lived so long, and we have the imprints of Prabhu's body on the stone. And it was special temple, so Guru Maharaj he brought us there, and everyone wanted to darshan in the temple. Somehow the management of temple at the time, they decided not to let foreign devotees, foreigners, to enter the temple. But Guru Maharaj, he told them and said, my disciples are with me, so they should also allow them to the temple. But would not let the foreign devotees come. So get at the temple, and at some point they were getting physical to the devotees, and Guru Maharaj he intervened in that situation, and his humility, the heart of those responsible people at the temple, their heart melted, and eventually they allowed the devotees to enter the temple, have darshan. So that Maharaj is humility personified, just like Srila Prabhupada. And we can go so much parallel between Srila Prabhupada and Maharaj. So we pray that if we somehow we first instruction of Maharaj, we make spiritual advancement. So I would like to stop here that we have already done all the time. Thank you very much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Thank you, one. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Kantiya Prabhuji. And Vyasdev Prabhuji, that was all from all the Mauritian devotees. And please accept my apology if ever there is some problems in the technicalities. And we just have some, whatever we could be presented for Guru Maharaj, just for the pleasure of Guru Maharaj and for the Vaishnavas. Thank you very much, Prabhuji, for giving us this opportunity.
Thank you very much, Vishwanath Prabhu, and all the devotees from Mauritius who please came forward and shared their offerings to all of us. And we wish a very happy Vyas Puja celebration of Guru Maharaj, even in Mauritius. So now we'll move forward to the UK devotees. We have Radha Vinod Prabhu with us. So I would request Radha Vinod Prabhu to I have made you co-host, Prabhuji, so you can request the devotees, they can unmute themselves one by one, and they can share their offerings, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Radha Vinod Prabhuji. Okay. Krishangi Mataji is there with us.
Yeah. So if you unmute her and say she can.
Here it shows Krishangi's iPad and Krishangi DD. Which one? Yeah.
iPad.
Okay.
iPad.
Okay. Yes, Mataji,
Can you hear us?
Video.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Yeah,
Krishna,
we can
Mataji,
hear
we
you,
can hear
Krishangi
you.
Mataji.
Hari Bol. Radha Vinod, can you hear me?
Haribol, yes, you can start.
Okay. Hare Krishna. I just want to tell everyone how Guru Maharaj helped me when my husband Rameshwar Das passed away on 29th March, suddenly due to COVID. Because my husband passed away so suddenly, and he was so fit. It was a shock to me, and I started losing weight. So my son told Guru Maharaj she's not eating properly and she's losing weight. So Guru Maharaj used to ring me every day to find out what I had cooked. Would ask me, what have you cooked? What have you eaten? Every day for 2 weeks, he kept on ringing me, checking on me that I was eating properly. He said that he helped to maintain the body. He's gone, but he had to, continue living. And he advised me that now you concentrate on spiritual life and, try to do a lot of reading, chanting, everything. You don't have to do what Rameshwar did, doing so much service and doing so much contribution to the temples around the world. Now your main goal is to concentrate on spiritual life and go back to Godhead. The love and care he showed, no other spiritual master would ever do it. Every day, without fail, in the morning, he'd ring me and check on me that how I was doing. This continued for 2 weeks, and I was so touched by his, kindness and loving affection towards me. Before even he left for America, just a week before, he rang me and he said, I'm just checking on you, how you are doing. And I had no clue he was going to America. Otherwise, I would have told him, Guru Maharaj, please don't go. But he didn't tell me. And then somebody who was helping me, suddenly, even I lost him. So I lost two most dearest people who were looking after me, leaving me alone in this world to fight my own battle. Guru Maharaj ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Krishnangi Mataji. Everyone knows actually Rameshwar Prabhu actually, who was very dear to Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj used to stay to their house. And when he got COVID, actually 19, when he affected, Guru Maharaj used to call every day to find out. Even when he was in hospital, Guru Maharaj used to talk to him that Rameshwar, don't lose the battle, you're okay. And then actually when he left his body, Guru Maharaj used to call very regular to ask whether everything was okay. So thank you very much, Krishnangi Mataji, for coming and saying few words for Guru Maharaj. Next, can you ask Raj Bihari Prabhu? Vyas the Prabhu, Raj Bihari Prabhu is on the line. So if you can.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Can you hear me?
Thank you. Yes, we can hear you.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthar Bhutale Srimad Bhakti Charu Somanitanamane Snitachet Supanit Vagmanchar Papaka Tapalinami Bhakti Charu Padam Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthar Bhutale Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Somanitanamane Namaste Saraswati Deva Gurvanim Chane Yashashini Vaya Prasthar. Thank you, everyone. I was just going to say a few words about Guru Maharaj. I guess there's so much to say about Guru Maharaj, and I'm not a great poet, I'm not a great writer, so I can't possibly do justice to who he is. But I wanted to say a few of the things that, a few of his qualities that really, they really have touched my heart. The first is, Guru Maharaj is so chaste to Srila Prabhupada, and for decades he's been so chaste to Srila Prabhupada's teachings. He would be so forgiving and so compassionate about so many mistakes that devotees would make. But if anyone deviates from the philosophy, he comes down like a lion. And that chastity to Srila Prabhupada is so refreshing. And even this idea of putting Srila Prabhupada in the center, it's now become commonplace. That it's commonplace for everyone to have this understanding of put Srila Prabhupada in the center. That Guru Maharaj really fought for that ideal, even when it wasn't so commonplace as it is now. Furthermore, like even in our vows, Guru Maharaj would ask us never leave ISKCON. That's as some sannyasis may leave, there may be some people in ISKCON's history, as sannyasis have left, disciples have fallen away. But with Guru Maharaj, I would hope that is not even a question, because he was so forceful in our understanding of ISKCON's role and Srila Prabhupada's role as our ultimate Shiksha Guru. Guru Maharaj is leaving this world. It wasn't a theoretical thing like the spiritual master has left it. It was a very personal thing, and I think that's the case for everyone, whether you're his disciple or not. Guru Maharaj is an incredibly personal person. He was kind and a friend of all. He would go and he would remember the most intricate details about your life and your kids, and it was just remarkable. He had so many disciples around the world, and even those that weren't his disciples, he would just know so many things about them. And whenever anyone was in difficulty, I remember one of his secretaries was telling me that there was a time many years ago where someone was going through difficulty in their spiritual life, and this person had outlined to Guru Maharaj, oh, these are the difficulties that devotee was going through. Guru Maharaj had no relationship with that devotee, but yet he said, come, just let him come travel with me. He needs association. So he went to travel with Guru Maharaj for some time, and that really, really helped that devotee. So Guru Maharaj, whether you're a senior or the most junior, Guru Maharaj was so personal with everyone, and he took such great care, and he really genuinely cared. And I saw that when I read the Lamrit, that for me is an exact reflection on Srila Prabhupada and how Srila Prabhupada would care so much. Yeah. I think the other thing that really resonates with me is Guru Maharaj is this going back to this point about being about never leaving ISKCON and being faithful to Prabhupada. Even when his God brothers and God sisters had left, he would make such effort to bring them back into ISKCON in whatever way they can, into Prabhupada's service. I remember playing pool with Bhagavan Prabhu in Orlando, and Guru Maharaj was he was really trying to engage him, and you know, he, at the very least, he helped those devotees see ISKCON in a very favorable light, and he tries to engage them in Srila Prabhupada's service. Guru Maharaj is a pioneer. Guru Maharaj would talk about what is the qualities of a good leader, and he would say that the leader supplies the vision, he inspires people, and he facilitates people. And when you think about Guru Maharaj, that's exactly, he epitomizes what a good leader is about. He has such a vision for such visionary projects, from trying to build IT parks to boat retreats, to starting businesses, whether they worked out or not. Like, Guru Maharaj was a real pioneer in trying to use Brigat Mridanga, using everything in Krishna's service. And he inspires people he inspires everyone. Like, that's such an obvious point. He's always inspiring all of us. And he facilitates as well so nicely. He always empowers devotees, whether they be, like, even as a member of Panavasena, if I think about how he inspires and facilitates the youth. He was one of the founding rocks behind the Panavasena, inspiring us from the very beginning. And he would spend so much time and energy in his busy schedule to come on retreats and really facilitate in us in all of our ways and crazy streams to preach Krishna consciousness. Yeah, I guess just two more points I'll make. One is, I was speaking to Shivram Swami recently, and he said something that pretty much totally encapsulates my emotional state of mind over the last few months. And he said, Krishna says to the gopis, a poor man, when he loses something, it doesn't really mean so much. They don't notice it as much. But if a poor man is given wealth and then he loses that wealth, then there is total devastation. And that's pretty much how I feel. I was wandering around doing all sorts of horrific things, and I don't know where I would be if I hadn't come across Guru Maharaj. But then to have the association of such a personality, and then to not for him to leave, it's just left a huge chasm. And I pray. I understand the theory that Vani is more important than Vapu. There's something very special about Guru Maharaj's Vapu, and getting his instructions from him in person. It'll take some time for me to adjust to this new world. So I pray to Guru Maharaj that I can always be thinking of him and carry him in my heart. And I know that if I do that, wherever Guru Maharaj is, Srila Prabhupada is, wherever Srila Prabhupada is, the Guru Parampara and Radharani is. So I pray, Guru Maharaj, please can you always inspire me and help me to think of you such that I can render some service to you and to Srila Prabhupada's ISKCON. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Raj Bihari Prabhu. Actually, many Ujjain devotees, they know Raj Bihari Prabhu actually is very much involved with Guru Maharaj in different projects, serving Guru Maharaj so nicely. Thank you very much. Now we can ask Krishna Purna Mataji. Krishna Purna Mataji is very senior devotee from London, serving Radha Gokulananda so nicely, and served Guru Maharaj so nicely. She is a head of actually volunteer care. Like at Janmashtami, we used to have so many volunteers, over 1,200 volunteers, and she used to take care of actually not only just Janmashtami, but throughout the year. We have a list of volunteers, and she is the head of volunteer. Whenever we need any help, we just go to Krishna Purna, we need help, and she arrange all the help. So we ask Krishna Purna Mataji to glorifying Guru Maharaj. Vyas Prabhu is Krishna Purna Mataji. If you, Krishna Purna Mataji, can you unmute yourself from there?
I'm unmuted. My video is on. Everything is okay. Thank you very much. Namo Vishnu Vadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutani Srimati Bhakti Charu Swami Iti Namine Shnitna Jeta Supranita Vaginanta Rasaputam Bhavapadagata Prana Nami Bhakti Charupadam Namo Vishnu Vadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutani Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Vishesha Sunni Vadipashyati Avishkarani. Thank you for allowing me to speak today. Obviously, I've known Guru Maharaj many years, but there's so many things one can speak about Guru Maharaj. His like quality, perfect qualities in every aspect of Vaishnavism, especially his etiquette, which I've spoken before as well. But I just wanted to touch on this particular. Not incident, a time when I actually, like Krishnangi Mataji spoke about her husband passing away, I actually can speak about this similar thing. Harimamsa Prabhu, he found out in February of 2011 that he had some issue with the heart, and Guru Maharaj found out about it, and he would constantly ring him, what's happening, when are you going in, so it was like constant phone call. And then when the operation happened on 6th of March, again, Guru Maharaj kept on ringing, but he wasn't ringing me at the time. He was ringing Pranamanda Prabhu. He was with us most of the time. And always supporting. I think in between 2 days, my husband was in hospital. He actually spoke to me once. The rest of the time, he was speaking to Pranamanda Prabhu. And Guru Maharaj told me, Krishna, just have faith in Krishna. It's a lot of solace because believe me, it was a difficult time for us, the whole family. Anyway, he left his body on the 9th of March. And just actually before that, Guru Maharaj did ring, but he didn't speak to me. Actually, he did speak to me, but like a brief conversation. And then he spoke to Pranamanda Prabhu. But as Bhaktivedanta Mena devotees, seniors felt they wanted to invite Guru Maharaj to the whole funeral ceremony. And I was thinking, God, Guru Maharaj is so busy I don't think it's worth asking him. But anyway, in spite of that, devotees did ask Nilamadu. I think got in touch with Guru Maharaj. Shuddhirama Prabhu wasn't here at the time, he was away. So he asked him, and Guru Maharaj actually agreed to come. He said, as soon as I can make arrangements, I will come. And when Guru Maharaj came after, I think about 3 days, he came on a Saturday. And the time Guru Maharaj came, everything went so nicely. Guru Maharaj actually supported the whole family so well. I mean, like the unbelievable, like he was there speaking to my immediate family, my sons, my daughter-in-laws, myself. Then he spoke to the extended family and, like, you know, gave them a lot of support and everything. And you could see there was so much love from Guru Maharaj. Actually, every time I think about it, I become emotional, because the love actually Guru Maharaj showed the whole family, my husband. It's like, you know, like in this material world, you definitely can't see it. And the most profound actually moment for me was when the body was brought home, and Guru Maharaj had a garland. We asked Guru Maharaj to put a garland on. And it's like, you know, in life you have some imprint in your head and you actually cannot get it out. So that imprint will never get out of my head. Guru Maharaj put the garland on Prabhuji and he actually adjusted. You know how Guru Maharaj is like perfectionist. So he even adjusted the garland on his body and nicely put, but the love and affection which you could see, I mean, it's still unbelievable. It's always imprinted in my head. And Guru Maharaj actually stayed there for 2-3 more days and supported us, did programs for us. Every day in the evening, we used to have a program at the temple where devotees could come and actually participate in bhajans and everything. And his instructions also were very like Vedic. It wasn't that Guru Maharaj gave instructions like, you know, anyhow. It is follow this way. Like my mother-in-law, she kept on begging me. She said, you know, start doing a bindi. So I kept on telling her no. And because Guru Maharaj was here, I asked him immediately. I said, Guru Maharaj, this is what my mother-in-law is asking me to do. And Guru Maharaj said, no, don't do it. So since then, I have followed that system. Guru Maharaj, do not do bindi, because I know that's tradition. I've been brought up like that. The other thing which sometimes I share, Guru Maharaj also told me, he said, like, Krishna, can you go in white? I was 55 at the time. And my older son was sitting next to me and he said, no. So, you know, Guru Maharaj is so kind. He's so understanding. He could see my son actually couldn't accept it. So then Guru Maharaj said, it's okay. He said, Krishna Purna, knowing you, you're going to continue with your service. So you continue with your service and wear whatever you've been wearing. And you can see from this instances, Guru Maharaj is trying to follow tradition, but at the same time, he's bending down. So to bring people to Krishna consciousness. And the best moment of all this is when he told me, Haravamsa Prabhu, he saw some vision whereby Srila Prabhupada was holding Haravamsa Prabhu and going upwards. So, you know, when you think about it, you always think it's only Guru Maharaj's mercy that actually my husband was connected to Srila Prabhupada. If it wasn't Guru Maharaj, then obviously, what chance do we have? What chance did my husband have to go with Srila Prabhupada, wherever Srila Prabhupada was actually serving Lord Shri Krishna? And I mean, as I said, there is unlimited. And the last time I spoke to Guru Maharaj is in April. I think he kept on asking Krishnangi Mataji how I was, and she had told him that I wasn't well, just March, April. So he called me, he spoke to me for a while, and my granddaughter always used to say, Daddy, who is your Guru Maharaj? Who is your Guru Maharaj? So that time it was an opportunity. Funny enough, my granddaughter was here because obviously it was lockdown. So then I told Guru Maharaj, I said, Guru Maharaj, my granddaughter is always asking who your Guru Maharaj is. So then he said, okay, he started speaking to her, but she got shy. And then she said, I want to see his face. And again, Guru Maharaj is so understanding. You can see, like, you know, he didn't say, okay, you know, I'm going to stop the call or anything. He did a video call. And then my granddaughter could see, Subhadra could see Guru Maharaj. And again, she was shy, but at least she saw Guru Maharaj. So she's always asking where your Guru Maharaj is gone, you know, Daddy, where is he gone, things like that. So I'm happy that like she met him, like, you know, even by video call and spoke to Guru Maharaj for like, you know, split second. But again, you can see Guru Maharaj's qualities. It's like, you know, there is not a time you can say he didn't have time for anybody. He always had a time, even though we wouldn't be able to go and see him in the place where he was staying. At least when he comes to the temple, he gives a class, and as he's coming out, everybody is able to actually look at him, you know, pay pranam, or even speak to him. And Guru Maharaj will actually wait. I can't remember ever where Guru Maharaj hasn't stopped with each devotee and walked out. He always had time, and that's one of the things I would like to learn from Guru Maharaj, that, you know, we have to have time for everybody. We need to give time to, you know, others to become Krishna conscious, you know, whatever capacity, and not to neglect that, because that's Guru Maharaj's special quality of actually acknowledging everybody. So thank you very much for allowing me to speak. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Krishna Purna Mataji. Next, I should be inviting Harsarani Mataji. Again, she is actually very senior devotee from London. Guru Maharaj used to come and stay in their house for so long. And her husband, Prashun Prabhu, Guru Maharaj had a very good relation. Only before Guru Maharaj went to the hospital, and they were on the phone talking to each other. When I spoke to Prashun Prabhu, he was telling me that he was on the phone just before Guru Maharaj went to hospital. They had very good relation actually with Guru Maharaj and Prashun Prabhu. They used to talk so much different things. So I asked Harsharani Mataji to come and say a few words, please. Can we unmute yourself, Harsharani Mataji?
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Yes, we can hear you. Yes.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Charu Swami Niti Namine. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. So in 1999, I first met Maharaj. He came to our place, and it was actually Urmila Patel, who is Champaklata Mataji I'm talking about. So she mentioned that, why don't you have a Maharaj here, you know, because we'd moved, so it was a bigger place. So she said, why don't you have a Maharaj here staying, you know, he needs somewhere to stay and do a Bhaicharan. And I was thinking, oh, okay, I mentioned to my husband, oh, he was saying this. So he rang Nila Madhav Prabhu. Okay, so yes, if Maharaj needs, you can come here, you can stay here first, and then we'll move in afterward, because we still have the old house. And so Maharaj messaged Nila Madhav Prabhu, okay, I'm going to come, but I will only come if the family move. Then I'll come and I'll stay together. So that was the first interaction. And Champaklata Mataji, how mercy that she mentioned that, you know, please have Maharaj. And so that's it. We didn't have any connection with any spiritual master. We didn't go to any programs. We didn't know anything. We went to a Sangha in Prem Sankirtan, Radhika Priya's place. And that's how I met Champaklata and Radha Vinod Prabhu and the rest of the family. So fortunately, so Maharaj came and we asked Nila Madhav, so what should we do? You know? And he said, you don't have to do anything, you know, and when he comes, just pay your obeisances. So yes, so we didn't know anything. So Maharaj came and we paid over obeisances, and a lot of people came. We thought it was just Maharaj and his servants. So then a lot of people were surrounding him. And then he came in, and then other people came, they paid obeisances. So we did that. the family paid obeisances again. Then more people came, and again we paid more. So Maharaj could see that we didn't know anything, and it was sweet about it. We made many mistakes and many offenses, but just everything just let go, So Maharaj came, he was going to do operation, he brought the actor who paid the part of Prabhupada, and Madhavendra Puri, his driver, and the devotee, and Chandrasekhar Prabhu, and he brought his cook as well, Srivas Prabhu. So like that, many people came here, and we had my mother-in-law, especially, she loved him, and also Sittal, my husband's niece, very sweet. So Maharaj interacted and talked to everybody, and we started getting to know him, and he talked to everyone who came here. It was going to be initiation when he was here, so in 99. So a lot of activity was going on. People were coming here, devotees we'd never met. So all associations suddenly coming, and Maharaj, they giving the beads and all the activity related to that. So we are fortunate that we met so many devotees like that. And then once I met somebody first time, my daughter's school, and I told her I'll go early because there's a Swami in my. She talked about, okay, I also have a Swami. He used to come when I was in Hong Kong. I said, okay, so you would like to come? So she said, okay, I'll come and see him. So there was, I came home, and then Charu was there, her 3 daughters, and they were talking to Maharaj as if they'd met for a long time. They just know each other. And that was amazing. And then Charu started doing the service, and a few years later, then Charu herself started having Maharaj to stay with her. So that was his mercy, And she was very sweet. She said, Maharaj, at the end of that conversation, Maharaj, will you come to my place? He said, yes. And the following week, and he was going somewhere, and then on the way back, very late in the evening, then he said, okay, just tell Charu I'm coming there. So because she lived about 2 roads away from him. So that was nice. So he paid, went there, and he talked to, and the daughter Anjali kept asking nice questions, and Maharaj very, very slowly answered every little question, every very particular, and she just loved him. It was just very nice the way he personally interacted with everyone, talked to each person who came here, and wanted to make sure everybody had prasad, and and also kirtans and everything. He was encouraging. Okay, Sittal, you sing, and this is the 11-year-old husband's niece, And so at the time, so she started singing, and then he was asking, so how did you know? And she said this, and then so like that he got to know us. And after a month, and he was going, and I just wanted to cry, and that's it. All the tears just poured out, and I couldn't. And he would move the car when he was going. He wouldn't move the car because I was still crying. But then I just looked at him. I smiled, and then the car moved. That we were very touched by his presence. And then the following month, I just rang Janwa, and Janwa Mataji, look, now and again I still keep crying. She said, "Oh, just pick up the phone, just talk to Maharaj." And then I said, "Okay." Then I was brave enough. I said, "Okay, I'll pick up." And then I talked to him and told him I missed him. And he said, "Why don't you come here?" He was in Italy, and he said, "Why don't you come here?" Whether there was a Vyas Puja going to go, I don't know. And I said, okay, but I felt comforted by the fact that I was being connected by other devotees as well. Okay, you can continue. And then the following year, and personally told him, okay, I'm aspiring for him. But the way he dealt with everybody, and also some little surprises sometimes, he rang me, okay, I'm bringing the cake. And so, oh, okay. So he just came here, just did a little birthday party, brought some Shuddhidhamma Prabhu, Pranabandhu Prabhu, Radhavinoda Prabhu, Jampokiltau, he did the cake and with Jaiti. And he sang Tavakatharmitam and then did a class on envy, and he just made everything so special. So all the little things that he did, and it was so nice. And the way he encouraged Pandavasena boys, the Nami Krishna used to come in and stay here and take him out, to go to Abhijana shooting or all the little things that. And then we had a boat trip as well. So he was here, and we went to the boat trip on the River Thames. And so he was here. And Naveen Krishna very nicely looked after. So he was very encouraged. And also Sandipan Krishna, he used to come here as Sandeep. Well, these are all 18 or 19 at the time, So they used to come, and all the Panvasanas were very encouraged by being with Maharaj. And, you know, it's just wonderful to see that he just touched everyone's life, just did everything possible to just make them towards Krishna, you know, just somehow, you know. And Bhakti Vignan Maharaj, I liked his offering that he said, Maharaj was a gift from Krishna, you know. And he said, we were very fortunate to have him for so long. And he said, you know, Maharaj is not from this world, you know, he's just somebody special. Krishna gave him to, and then disappeared out of our sight. So this is very, very fortunate. And thank you very much for allowing me to speak about Maharaj. And I get a little nervous, but Hare Krishna, thank you, Radhavinath Prabhu.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. Next, we invite Mukunda Hari Prabhu from London. Mukunda Hari Prabhu, actually, all the retreat, he's always there. I think he's the first one to book all the retreat. He'll say, yes, I'm going. And he served Guru Maharaj very nicely. So I will request Mukunda Hari Prabhu to say a few words.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Radhavinath Prabhu, for giving me the opportunity. My humble obeisances to all the assembled devotees. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Charu Swami Niti Namine. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pachari Nirvisheshwar Nivari Kashati Deshatari. I'm just going to read my offering. Dearest Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances at your lotus feet. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to your holiness. Recently, studying the third canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, I came across these 3 verses, which I would like to recite today as an offering for your Vyas Puja. So these are 3 verses in a series in the third canto, chapter 25, verses 21, 22, and 23. Verse 21. Titikshava karunika surida sarvadehinam ajata shatrava chanta sadhava sadhu bhushana. Translation. The symptoms of a sadhu are that he is tolerant, merciful, and friendly to all living entities. He has no enemies, he is peaceful, he abides by the scriptures, and all his characteristics are sublime. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada writes, a sadhu, as described above, is a devotee of the Lord. His concern, therefore, is to enlighten people in devotional service to the Lord. That is his mercy. He knows that without devotional service to the Lord, human life is spoiled. A devotee travels all over the country from door to door, preaching, be Krishna conscious, be Krishna, be a devotee of Krishna. Don't spoil your life in simply fulfilling your animal propensities. Human life is meant for self-realization or Krishna consciousness. These are the preachings of a sadhu. He is not satisfied with his own liberation. He always thinks about others. He is the most compassionate personality towards all the fallen souls. Dear Guru Maharaj, this description of an exalted devotee is so perfect. All the qualities that I read when I read this verse, they perfectly fit you. Tolerance, mercy. So many devotees spoke already about the mercy that you have shown to each and every one of us. Friendliness. You know, Ajata Shatrava, who would think you as an enemy? Absolutely, you were kind to absolutely everybody. Always abiding by the scriptures, but also making all of us, making sure that we all abide by the scriptures. So these were your sublime characteristics. Next verse, 325-22. Mayena bhavena bhaktim kurvanti ye dridam matkrite tyaktva karmanas tyaktva svajana bandhava. Such a sadhu engages in staunch devotional service to the Lord without deviation. For the sake of the Lord, he renounces all the connections such as family relationships and friendly acquaintances within this world. Srila Prabhupada writes again in the purport, a sadhu renounces everything, his home, his comfort, his friends, his relatives, and his duties to friends and family. He renounces everything for the sake of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Guru Maharaj, for the sake of Srila Prabhupada and ISKCON, you renounce everything fairly early in your life. Guru Maharaj, you often spoke about the personal instructions Srila Prabhupada gave you. Prabhupada said, just offer this life to Krishna. For so many lifetimes you have been trying to enjoy, and you can see that you are still not satisfied. So just offer this lifetime to Krishna. Guru Maharaj, you followed instructions of your spiritual master perfectly. Please give us the blessings that we can also try and follow your instructions. Next verse, 3:25-23. Madashraya katha mrishtaha shunvanti kathayanti cha tavanti vividastapa naitan matgata chetasa. Engaged constantly in chanting and hearing about me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the sadhus do not suffer from material miseries because they are always filled with thoughts of my pastimes and activities. Srila Prabhupada says in the purport, ordinary conditioned souls, being forgetful of the activities of the Lord, are always full of anxieties and material tribulations. On the other hand, since the devotees are always engaged in the topics of the Lord, they are forgetful of the miseries of the material existence. Guru Maharaj, from this verse, I take solace that you do not suffer material miseries, because forever your consciousness is in Srila Prabhupada and in Krishna. So this particular verse I kept reading over and over again when you were in the hospital, trying to reassure myself that actually, no, this is all happening to the body, and you, being in such an exalted position, always in Krishna consciousness, are not suffering. So some devotees already mentioned qualities of Guru Maharaj. So in 3:25-21, the sadhu's qualities are mentioned, the tolerance and mercy. So I just want to remember, Guru Maharaj, one incident that happened where I was the fortunate recipient of your tolerance and mercy. During the 2013 European cruise retreat, we stopped at a coastal city in France called La Rochelle, and we went on Harinam there. So in that retreat, we are very fortunate. We had His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj, His Holiness Sachinandan Maharaj with us, His Holiness Chandramuli Maharaj was with us. I think Bhakti Purushottam Maharaj was also there. So we're very fortunate to have so much association. But in this place, La Rochelle, it happened to be a very, very hot, sunny day, and we were doing Harinam. So the devotees had bought some umbrellas to shield the senior devotees from the hot sun. And Janama Mataji, who was looking after Guru Maharaj's requirements, she very kindly offered me the service to hold the umbrella over you, Guru Maharaj. So as we were walking along, like a fool, I was too interested in looking around the sights and the buildings and the people, not really paying attention to my service. Suddenly you stopped, Guru Maharaj. And because I was looking elsewhere, I did not realize that you had stopped. Not only did I bump into you hard, but the handle of the umbrella hit you very hard on your lotus head. I was extremely embarrassed and started to apologize profusely. I was sure that I was going to receive a severe public chastisement, which I thoroughly deserved. But instead, you just put your arm around my shoulder and said, "That's all right." And you had that wonderful, endearing smile. Guru Maharaj, I thank you so much for all the kindness that you've shown me and my wife, Padma Malini, over the years. You were always there for us whenever we needed to consult you about something. We could just drop you an email and you would reply quickly. The last discussion we had with you in Mayapur Dham in December, you were speaking to my wife, and she mentioned something that was bothering her, and you said to her, just pick up the phone and speak to me. So this is the kind of personal relationship you had with each and every one of your disciples. Guru Maharaj, we miss you very much. Your humble servant, Mukunda Itas. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mukunda Hari Prabhu. That was a very nice offering. Next, we have Raj Prabhu from London, the youngest, I think, amongst our God brother and God sister, the youngest devotee, the son of Yadrani Mataji, brought him so nicely. He traveled with Guru Maharaj. He was traveling for a few years with Guru Maharaj, and that become actually brahmachari now. So he's serving as a brahmachari in Radha Gokulananda, the Manor Temple, and I will request him to come forward and say a few words for glorification of Guru Maharaj. Rasaraja Prabhu. Thank you.
Now, from respectful obeisances to everyone. Is it audible, Prabhu?
Yeah. Speak a little louder so we can hear.
Okay. Hare Krishna? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I want to just say and ask for blessings to speak something for Guru Maharaj's pleasure and for all your pleasures also. Being here, I'm very unqualified, as Prabhu mentioned, I'm very young. So thank you for allowing me to say something on Guru Maharaj, even though I'm very unqualified. My relationship started with Guru Maharaj by the mercy of my mother, who has always been very enthusiastic to see Guru Maharaj at every opportunity, retreats, Buckland Hall, house programs, at the manor also, of which is where I met Guru Maharaj first. And he celebrated many events and birthdays and allowed me to get a lot of his mercy. After a while, he allowed me to come to retreats, and in 2019, in 2018 December, we went to the retreat in Vrindavan, Mayapur and Jagannath Puri. And there he allowed me to have the opportunity to come to D-Land and serve him. After not seeing him for quite a long time, being in education, and seeing him that day, he gave me a very powerful instruction of just trying to surrender this life to Krishna, just as Srila Prabhupada told him. We were in a room with Guru Maharaj, me, my sister, and my mother. And from then on, in April 2019, I was allowed to go to D-Land and serve with the devotees there. In this way, Guru Maharaj is very merciful, picking out many devotees to come and serve him, many young devotees, just like Srila Prabhupada did in his time. And then after 1 or 2 months, he allowed me to come and serve him and travel with him, mainly in India and around the USA. So it just, to appreciate him enough, the analogy, there's a story about this guru on the bank of an ocean, on the shore of an ocean, and there's starfishes are everywhere. And he has a disciple also. And the guru starts to pick up one starfish who, many starfishes are washed ashore. And he picks one starfish up and he throws it back in to the ocean. And the disciple is very clueless why the guru is doing this. And he asks the guru, what difference does it make? There's millions of starfishes here. And the guru says, to that starfish, it made all the difference. So in this way, Guru Maharaj is going along the ocean shore and picking up everyone and giving them an opportunity to serve him, an opportunity to practice Krishna consciousness, and try and perfect their lives in service of the Guru. There's one prayer I'd like to just say for Guru Maharaj in his glorification as well. Hey Guru Gyana Didina Bandho, Sunanda Tata Kuranai Kisinto, Vrindavana Sina Hitavatara Prasidarada Pranaya Prachara. O spiritual master, O giver of divine wisdom, O friend of the fallen, you are the giver of your own bliss, and you're the only ocean of mercy. Although dwelling in Vrindavan, you have descended for the welfare of fallen souls like myself, and you're preaching the divine love for Radha and Krishna. So he showed a lot of kindness to many devotees, and by grace of my mother, who has always been praying for me, and Guru Maharaj also managed to try and get me back into Krishna consciousness. He gave me many services in Deland, and traveling with him, taking care of the devotees, playing mridanga, and also many chastisements. Many chastisements were also there. There's one story when I was traveling with him to go to USA. He asked me to bring some Parmesan cheese to where he was in California or North Carolina, and the cheese looked very moldy, and so I told Guru Maharaj it doesn't look very appetizing, and he said then it's okay. And in my silly immature nature, I took that as okay, don't worry about taking the cheese. And so I didn't take the cheese, and before I boarded the airplane, I was sitting down waiting for the airplane, the gates to open, and Guru Maharaj calls me. He says, "Is everything okay? How is it? You know, you're about to go on your plane." And he then asks, "Okay, how much cheese is there?" And I'm sitting just before boarding the plane, and I'm thinking, I didn't know what to think, actually. I was very stunned for maybe 10 seconds. I didn't respond to Guru Maharaj, but he's waiting for me to reply. And I just say, "Guru Maharaj?" He says, "So you don't have it?" He obviously knows I don't have it. And I get a chastisement there. And then I get to North Carolina, and I realize that this is the opportunity to try and please Guru Maharaj and try and rectify my sinful actions of inattention. And we bought him 2 Parmesan cheeses and left it at the house for him. And the next morning, when he saw me, I paid my obeisances. He was on the other side of the room, and I was very far in the kitchen. But I paid my obeisances when I saw him. And this was maybe 4 or 5 in the morning. As I was paying my obeisances, he walked very, very fast, very, very fast up to me. He started speaking, "Oh, Rasaraj, you're here." Even after a very, very heavy chastisement, extremely heavy chastisement on the phone. And as I got up and I was just on my knees, he came and embraced me. So Guru Maharaj chastises the devotees, aspiring devotees like me, to give them more mercy. It is said in Srimad Bhagavatam, many curses actually give the blessing of pure love for the spiritual master and Krishna. So this chastisement allowed him to, give me a lot of love, and this is something that I'm very, very grateful for. I want to ask how long do I have, just in case I do run over, Prabhu?
Yeah, I think that time is up. We got only 5 minutes left. That's actually, I will say a few words, and then actually we hand over to Vyas.
So thank you for allowing me to speak, and you're all very, very senior to me, and you can share a lot of realizations from what Guru Maharaj gave you. Please bless me that I may serve him and please him also.
Thank you very much, Raj Prabhu. Vyas Prabhu, we have 5 minutes now. Is that okay?
Yes, sure, Prabhuji. 7 minutes, exactly.
Okay. I offer my respectful obeisances to Guru Maharaj. I obeisance to Srila Prabhupada and all the Vaishnava. After actually Guru Maharaj leaving his Vapu, we heard so many glorification of Guru Maharaj. And it's like unlimited glorification. people are actually, devotees are still carrying on. There is a Zoom meeting going on. And there are so many quality, which I don't know which quality to pick up. But then I thought, okay, let me just today pick up one quality from Guru Maharaj out of so many. That Guru Maharaj is very caring. When I say caring, is to me is extraordinary. Incident actually I'll give you. When our Ujjain temple was opening in 2006, Guru Maharaj told me, can you come to India 1 month in advance? And it was difficult, but somehow actually I managed to get over actually a month. I went to India. And Guru Maharaj gave me the responsibility to look after the whole festival, opening ceremony, what to do, transport, prasadam, accommodation, and individual care. Every day before actually I started anything, Guru Maharaj will spend good time with me. And he told me that this is what actually I want. Make sure that actually they have all devotees, they have a nice accommodation, a nice prasadam, and a transport should be there. And plus, all my God brother and God sister, they come in and make sure the individual care is there. And very limited devotee and to do organize everything. It was tough time. Guru Maharaj actually was laughing. And he said, okay. So one day, actually 2 days before, we actually booked all the hotels, all the guest house, whatever actually was available there in Ujjain, we booked. It was in our ISKCON name. So at that time, if you go to anywhere, you won't get any room because actually everything booked by us. So then I was going and checking. And Ujjain, you can see, it's not actually that big city. So the hotels, they call actually this is the 2-star, this is 3-star, this is 4-star. But the hotel was actually just like, very, 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 very simple. So we booked all the rooms, and 2 days before, 4 o'clock in the 4:30 in the morning, I was just in the Mangala Aarti. Guru Maharaj came and he was there next to me. And as soon as actually we took the darshan, he put his hand on my shoulder. He said, let's go. So I said, okay, let's go. And I didn't know where we were going. And then while we were walking outside, he said, let's go to the hotel. And I said, the hotel? He said, yes, we want to see how the hotel is. Then by 20 to 5, we were there already in the hotel. The person who's looking after on the counter was sleeping, so I had to wake him up, say, excuse me, can I see the room, please? And he looked at me and he's gone back to sleep again. And then I said, look, actually my Guru Maharaj is here. Can you just wake up? Actually, we want to see the room. And he looked at Guru Maharaj and he half woken up. He said, oh. So he gave me the key. I said, give me like a VIP room, the 2nd class room, the 3rd class room. Give me all these different keys, and I'll go myself. The Guru Maharaj and myself, we went, and he gave me all the key. And Guru Maharaj then checked the beds is okay, is clean. Then bathroom and everything, checked everything thoroughly, one by one. And he said, this is VIP room. I said, look, this is, they call VIP, but I have to take it as a VIP because that's the only thing available here. Anyway, we checked all the rooms. And then Guru Maharaj actually said, can we sit down and who's staying where? He wanted to see that it makes sure that's actually all his, the senior devotee, they are actually allocated a nice room. So anyway, we done that. Later on, actually, when I went back to the hotel, the manager said, you came in the morning? He said, yes. He said, in my life, I've been working here for long. People come in the morning. I know 9 o'clock, people come lunchtime, 12 o'clock, people come in the evening, people come at night to 12 o'clock as well. But I had never seen people come for like half past 4 in the morning to see the room. I said, are you people not sleeping? I said, look, that's my Guru Maharaj. He doesn't sleep. You know, he's so caring that actually makes sure, he wanted to make sure that actually all the rooms are properly there with actually all the facility, and he wanted to give that first-class facility to all his god brother and god sister, on all the senior devotee. Forget about even senior devotee. We went to even Dharamsala. We went to actually all these places. He wanted to see that what facility they have. Whether they have enough bathroom, enough toilet, they have enough actually, water facility, hot water there, and he wanted to check everything. So it didn't care for only actually the high class, or he went actually right to the lower class as well, actually everyone. And we went to that day, we went to so many hotels. So this, when I was actually reflecting back, it comes to my mind that actually how caring this person is actually. That he personally wanted to actually see. I told him actually, I'm keeping this person in here, this devotee here, this devotee, but he personally wanted to check the room facility, that make sure that the rooms are according to the standard. And then actually many times he laughed, actually, this is India, look at actually, this is, they call VIP room. Do you call this VIP room? And we laughed at each other. But this is actually, I'm saying that actually Guru Maharaj is, when he take care, it makes sure. And prasadam, how many times actually he went over the prasadam menu. What are we going to make tomorrow? I said, we are making this. He said, oh no, I think here we change this to this one here, this to this one here. And the list of prasadam, sometimes actually we thinking that we ISKCON devotee only go for the prasadam, only nothing else. The item Guru Maharaj actually made that even still the same thing. Whenever there is festival, you can see the Vyas Puja. I brought some devotee from London. He said, we have never seen that big menu every single day. But that was the one, that opening time, the menu, if you see the menu was so opulent, because Guru Maharaj wanted to give the best prasadam, the best accommodation, and the transport. He said individual care. And we didn't have in a car, but still he said, okay, give him the car whenever he want to come or wherever he want to go, make sure you give that facility to, So personally, he was taking care. So when I saw all this quality, I was amazed. And I'm praying to Krishna that, can you please drop one little drop of this quality into my life? I think if out of all the quality, from the one quality and one drop, if I get it, I'm sure I can success my life. So this is what actually I want to say. I know the time is over. I can say so many things, but I was given actually an hour for London. So thank you very much. Guru Maharaj ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitya Gaur Premanande, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Radha Vinod Prabhu and all the devotees around London, to share their glorifications and offering of Guru Maharaj with all of us over here. And we wish you all very happy Vyasa Puja of Guru Maharaj. So now we move on towards to the European devotees. We have with us His Grace Madhavendra Puri Prabhu, who will be hosting this session for the European devotees. So I would request Madhavendra Puri Prabhu to take over.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, Vanchakalpa, Tarubhyasa Kripa Sindhubheva Patitanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha. Shri Guru Maharaj ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So we have a few devotees here who are willing to speak from Spain, Switzerland, and France. So without further ado, because we are quite limited, I will call Chandrasekhar Acharya Prabhu, who is quite in a hurry. So I will let him speak first. So I'm going to unmute you, Prabhu, Chandrasekhar. Can you hear? Can you unmute yourself?
Yes, Prabhuji. Who is?
He's under my name also. He's using the same account. Ask to unmute, okay?
Yeah.
Unmute, okay? Can you hear me now? You could probably hear me now.
We can hear you. So basically, you have 6 minutes because we have to accommodate 9 devotees from my group, so it's quite
Okay.
Go ahead.
Well,
Prabhu.
I'd like to, first of all, offer my obeisances to all the devotees who are listening. My obeisances to you all, Prabhus. I want to briefly and literally speaking, speak about 3 places or 3 areas that I'm very grateful to Guru Maharaj for. The first one being his being responsible for literally introducing me to Krishna consciousness. The second being his introducing me to the geographical dimension, like the transnational dimension of ISKCON as an international global community. And 3, his emphasis on shiksha as being the most important consideration. So without further ado, let me speak about these things, because I think these are things that all of us can relate to directly with Guru Maharaj's teachings and with Prabhupada's teachings. So in 1993, I went to my first Hare Krishna program at the Indian Embassy Cultural Center in Paris in September. Madhavendra Puri Prabhu was there and other devotees, Govinda and Balaram from Switzerland, Subhadra. And when Guru Maharaj came on stage after a Bharatanatyam dance that I forgot who did, and he spoke the Bhagavad Gita and specifically about reincarnation, I was just like, I was speaking to this Catholic priest a couple of days ago, and he was saying how when he discovered Christ and so on, he felt like he entered into a dimension that he never knew existed before. And so I felt the same way. I felt like, oh my God, I have to put on my mask. I'm sorry. So I felt like literally like I was going, he had opened up what we would call, transcendence, literally like the world of and just like Guru Maharaj himself had a pretty bad experience with the first devotees that he met. Remember, that's what he would lament, that he lost 2 years of his devotional life because of the bad impression that some fanatic devotee, gave him in Germany when he was studying there. And that's why he had to wait 2 or 3 more years to meet devotees in Prabhupada in India. What to speak of people who leave Krishna, who never come back to Krishna consciousness in this life because of a bad first impression. I'm so grateful that Guru Maharaj gave this amazing first impression to me. Melted my heart from the get-go. And at the end of the lecture, I remember he told me, he said to the audience, if anyone wants to come on stage and dance and chant with us and do the kirtan with us, feel free to do so. And so I remember going there, like being like literally like pulled up by some invisible hand up to the stage, and Guru Maharaj, passing around the microphone to different devotees, including mine. And I didn't even know the Maha Mantra, and I was just there on stage with Guru Maharaj. So I'm so grateful to Guru Maharaj for having, introduced me and giving me that wonderful first impression. So that's the first thing. The second thing has to do with, the gratitude I feel towards Guru Maharaj as a result of him kindly allowing me to travel with him for 4 or 5 straight years. And, I was a brahmachari in Los Angeles most of the time. I spent, a little bit of time in New Mayapur and Paris, but mostly my experience of ISKCON was just one temple community, namely Los Angeles. And from one day to the next, all of a sudden, I'm traveling with Guru Maharaj to, San Jose, and then to all of Europe, and to Mauritius, and to South Africa, and to India, to Ujjain. And so thanks to him, I really got to see firsthand how big and how, Jesus, we're really living in a fascist state. I'm going to go outside to finish this because I can't stand these masks. So I'm so grateful to Guru Maharaj for having literally opened the door to the garden of ISKCON, so to speak, and showed me, and having shown me how diverse and how big ISKCON is in terms of a worldwide institution, So I feel very grateful to Guru Maharaj for that. And finally, to finish, one thing that Guru Maharaj was very much an avant-gardist, like very forward-thinking in comparison, to maybe some of his godbrothers, or he himself, said he understood very early, and he himself would say he got this from Sridhar Swami, the godbrother of Prabhupada, who actually said that, who said that he wanted Guru Maharaj to be his next Acharya. I don't know if any of you know that, but Guru Maharaj, it's a known story. He didn't want to advertise it too much, but Sridhar Swami liked him so much that he wanted him to be his next Acharya. And he declined because of loyalty to ISKCON, which is another thing we could talk about, is Guru Maharaj's loyalty, his profound loyalty and his Guru Bhakti. But from the very beginning, he often so much stressed that we are a Shiksha line, we are a Shiksha line, we are a Shiksha tradition, and that is so wonderful, because that emphasis coming from a Diksha Guru to his Diksha disciples, that hey, we are Diksha's there, but we are a Shiksha line ultimately. I remember once even Guru Maharaj told me, he said, Chandrasekhar, look, as long as you serve within ISKCON, I'm happy with you. And I remember once, he very much encouraged disciples to take shelter of whoever inspired them, within the framework of ISKCON. He was very much an ISKCON man. But this idea of taking Shiksha wherever your heart takes you, and Shiksha being, the prominent thing that connects us to Krishna, was a very, very avant-garde thing for Guru Maharaj to preach, in the context where, many leaders did emphasize that, Diksha Guru is all in all. So that was just wonderful. And I feel so grateful to Guru Maharaj for having showed that to me from the very beginning, and that has been the foundation for me to move forward in my spiritual life, with his blessings and also blessings of other of his God brothers that I know Guru Maharaj would be happy that I'm taking shelter of also. So that's a non-envious nature of Guru Maharaj, I think I'm up, right? 6 minutes? So thank you very much, and all glories to Guru Maharaj. Haribol.
Thanks a lot, Chandrasekhar Prabhu. You had a lot of association with Guru Maharaj. So now we'll call upon Saraswati Mataji. She's from Amsterdam, Holland. She's a very, very senior disciple of Guru Maharaj, one of the earliest disciple in Europe, at least. Will your husband speak also after? Okay. So you're on, Mataji. Oh, we have to unmute her, okay? Ask to unmute. Is it okay?
Yes, can you hear me now?
Okay, we can hear you.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Hare Krishna. Please accept my most humble obeisances. All glories to all of you, disciples of Guru Maharaj and admirers of Guru Maharaj. So happy to see you all. And yeah, I was very fortunate to be one of the early disciples of Guru Maharaj. And so I have been able to witness his whole phase, his whole time as a spiritual master. And now when I look back, when I think of all the association we had and everything we have been through with Guru Maharaj, then I cannot help but see only his incredible transcendental qualities. And of course, his good qualities all came from his transcendental situation. And one very prominent feature of Guru Maharaj, I think, is that he was able, the way he dealt with everybody was just so perfect. How he dealt with, let's say, Matajis, Prabhus, old people, senior godbrothers, just new guests. His dealings were so perfect, and I think there we can see these dealings can only be so perfect if somebody is dealing from the perspective of the pure spiritual platform. That's when we are able to know how to deal with everybody relatively. So this is one of the most, I think, one of the most wonderful aspects of Guru Maharaj's character. And of course, it's unlimited because, yeah, I really believe he was totally on the spiritual platform. So it's what can we say? He's a perfect gentleman. And after Guru Maharaj left, I felt in the beginning, just few minutes, or let's say 5 or 10 minutes, I just felt it was so painful, so devastating. But then quite soon after that, I felt as if Guru Maharaj was there. I felt his kind nature, as if he wanted to say, no, I'm here. And I became completely peaceful, and I felt that, yes, he's here. So, yeah, let's, and one very nice thing is that when we offer prasadam every day, when we offer to Krishna, that of course, then we see Guru Maharaj's lotus face, and it's so wonderful to meditate upon him. And yeah, let's become united in separation. Hare Krishna. I'm passing on the mic to my husband, Subhankar Shyam Prabhu. Yes?
Thank you. Please, Hare Krishna Prabhu, accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. And I met for the first time to Guru Maharaj in 1976. And no, actually he joined in 1976, and I met his 96, 20 years before, after. So when I met him, and he first thing to me told me, and my personal house situation, how I do, very personal questions. And then when our child born, he said, let me know when he is born, I will give his name. And you have to say only the time and date. I said, okay. And then after that he born, and then I phoned, and immediately he said, phone me tomorrow. So I phoned him tomorrow, and then he said, okay, I will give his name is Sudhir Krishna Chandra. So I said, okay, Maharaj. So from the very beginning, he was very personal with me. And whenever one more time I went in India, Mayapur, and Guru Maharaj giving prasad distribution, and there's many people are there. So Guru Maharaj, and I didn't see, so Maharaj is waving me and calling me. Then I went there, so, and he asked me when you came, and Saraswati, how is doing. So he was always personal, and that I felt he was encouraging me very much. And when I read again Bhagavatam, I see that his character, he's really in transcendental position. When he met Srila Prabhupada, I saw, then later on I saw that his behavior and everything, he 11th canto, chapter 25, I see that I say a little bit, then you understand. He's completely like he is in the Bhagavatam. His character, his behavior, so mind control and sense control, tolerance, discriminating, sticking to one's prescribed duty, truthfulness, mercy, careful study of the past and future, satisfaction in condition, generosity, sense gratification, fell in spiritual master, being embarrassed at improper action, charity, simplicity, humbleness, and satisfaction within oneself are qualities of the mood of goodness. So all this goodness qualities I see in Guru Maharaj's behavior. Besides, I see in more than 4 decades, Guru Maharaj did his service to Srila Prabhupada, and what he received from Prabhupada, I see that all those years he just set up a good example for the whole movement. whole movement. His work I can see. He less than a year temple, built a temple Ujjain. Then France temple has a crisis, financial crisis. He with quite a few devotees along with you. He managed that one financially, and then is also various ways he fundraising did for big temple in temple, and Overture movie he did, and then he did more than thousands of devotees. He knows personally to everybody's name. That I feel that is very amazing. So now he is not there in us. So I found one very nice thing. Krishna is saying, Sobhanath Darshanath Moi Bhava Anukirtana Natata Sonnikarsana Oti Yato Tato Grihan. So here he said, it is by hearing about me, seeing me, my form, meditating upon me and chanting my name and glories of Lord, love for me develops, not by physical proximity. So here he is not there with us, but here I get the abhay from Krishna. He said physical proximity is not a barrier. Problem is our business is to hearing about him, seeing about seeing the deity, meditating upon him, and chanting the glories of the Lord. This way, therefore, pleasing the Krishna, and we can go back to Godhead. And the Prabhupada is saying, purport, the Brahmana ladies' own devotion and love would increase most efficiently in separation. The Pope Maharaj is not there with us, but in separation, our love will increase for us. That I hope for it. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Prabhuji, Subhankar Prabhu. Thanks for your sharing. So now we'll turn to Spain. Vinod Bihari Prabhu and his good wife, Hema Gauri Mataji. Will both of you speak? Or?
Yeah, we'll speak a bit because we have limited time, so we'll speak a little, both of us.
Okay, great. So you please start, Prabhu, you're online.
Okay, thank you. Hare Krishna, and my humble obeisances to all the Vaishnavas, devotees. Mancha kalpataru vyascha kripa sindhu vyasivacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. So because we have limited time and I have many things to say, but I will go directly. I would like to share my offerings that I have written for Vyasa Puja, and then maybe my wife will add some few things. But before I proceed to that, coincidentally today, in this morning when we were doing our program, I came across a passage in Nectar of Devotion, which I would like to share. It's something to do connected to this context. And it says this chapter is the chapter number 7 of Nectar of Devotion, is evidence regarding devotional principles. And one of them is accepting initiation from spiritual master and receiving instructions from him. So it says, Shriya Prabhuda continued to speak to the king as follows. My dear king, a disciple has to accept the spiritual master not only as spiritual master, but also as a representative of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and the Super Soul. In other words, the disciple should accept the spiritual master as God because he is the external manifestation of Krishna. This is confirmed in every scripture, and a disciple should accept the spiritual master as such. One should learn Srimad Bhagavatam seriously and with all respects and veneration for the spiritual master. Hearing and speaking Srimad Bhagavatam is a religious process which elevates one to the platform of serving and loving the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The attitude of the disciple should be to satisfy the bona fide spiritual master. Then it will be very easy for him to understand spiritual knowledge. This is confirmed in the Vedas, and Rupa Goswami will further explain that for a person who has unflinching faith in God and the spiritual master, everything becomes revealed very easily. And then he continues to say that in the 11th canto, he says, Krishna is telling Uddhava, my dear Uddhava, the spiritual master must be accepted not only as my representative, but as my very self. He must never be considered on the same level with the ordinary human being. One should never be envious of the spiritual master, as one may be envious of an ordinary man. The spiritual master should be always seen as a representative of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and by serving the spiritual master, one is able to serve all the demigods. So it was a beautiful passage I came across, and I said I would like to share with you. It's from Nectar of Devotion. And I'll proceed directly to my offerings, which we had prepared. And Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Charu Swami Ti Namine. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Ti Namine. Our dearest Guru Maharaj, please accept our most humble obeisances as the dust of your lotus feet. All glories to your divine grace. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. A Vaishnava lives forever is what you have taught us when you felt the separation from your own Gurudev Srila Prabhupada. Now we, as your disciples, are feeling the same separation, and Lord Krishna says that the highest form of love is in separation. But we cannot seem to assimilate it. There's a great lump choking our throats and extreme pain in our hearts, which does not seem to accept the supreme dictum of transcendental separation. Pain and happiness do not seem to be compatible to our minute intelligence. We have not reached to that level of higher understanding of the gopis. We are simple people. We were serving you personally, although for only a few days of the year when you visited Malaga, Spain, around June or July, but that kept us happy and blissful for the rest of the year. Among us, the God brothers, we relished those sweet moments with you, and this way when your trip would end, we would look forward to meeting you again. It's not that you came because you needed our service. You were always Atmaram, happy within yourself, and Atmaratha, self-sufficient. You yourself were an expert cook and you did not need our service, but yet you appreciated our prasadam. You were the best doctor for your health, and yet you allowed other devotees to give you advice on what Ayurvedic treatments to take, etc. You were an expert in all fields, yet you asked your God brothers, disciples, and well-wishers for their opinion. That was your causeless humility. And now our heart grieves and we are sobbing. We are deprived of serving you personally. Nobody can take your place. Although all gurus, your God brothers, are very helpful and are trying to cooperate with us in all sense. But you, who will give us back that charming smile, that fatherly loving care, those sweet soothing words, those nectarian messages in simple language, that parental understanding and a long never-ending list of wonderful things we received from you? We have been so silly. We had you so close to us, and certainly due to our state of ignorance, we did not value that great wealth we had in our hands and foolishly never made the most of it. How many times you told me and many of your disciples the same statement that your Guru Maharaj had told you. Just give your one life to Krishna. Of so many lives that we have had. You were so intelligent. You immediately took the instruction of your spiritual master seriously and gave up everything and surrendered to his desires. You dedicated your entire life completely to serve his mission and accomplished huge success in many projects with his blessings. Srila Prabhupada was and is so happy with you. You are truly Srila Prabhupada's man. Which guru otherwise is known to have received the first, second, and the sannyas initiation in only 6 months of being with his Gurudev? You are and will always be unique like Dhruva star in the sky, which is only one of its kind. You wished to give us the same mercy, but we did not listen to you and kept going on with our usual mundane lives. How insane we have been. Now it is too late. Even if we decide to do it now, you're not there to hold our finger and guide us as Srila Prabhupada did for you. Oh, alas, we have missed that golden opportunity. What a loss, what a loss. The world is undergoing a lot of distress due to our collective karmas, but you transcended all these karmas. You carried Krishna in your heart at every instance. You were Abhay, fearless, and went into the battleground to the Western world, New York and USA, to give support to the devotees in their land. By doing so, you demonstrated to the people and generations to come the wonderful qualities of a great leader, coming out of one's comfort zone for carrying out the mission of the Lord and your spiritual master. Death must come one day, If you had to get COVID-19, you would have got in India as well. Nowadays, India has the highest number of infected people in the world, more even than the United States. Guru Maharaj, you are the most perfect, exemplary Acharya and the sincerest disciple, beloved son of Srila Prabhupada, that we can follow your footsteps and may we collect all the necessary force and strength by following your instructions in Vani. Thank you so much, Gurudev. Your humble servants, Vinod Viharidas and Hema Goridasi.
Thanks a lot, Prabhuji, for your heartfelt offering. So,
do I have 2 minutes? Can I just say something?
Oh, yeah, sorry,
about this
Please.
offering? I just wanted to add that a few years back, about 10 to 12 years ago, I happened to go to, I was in India, and then it was around the time of Maharaj's Vyasa Puja. And I was with a friend of mine, and I wanted to encourage her in Krishna consciousness. So I told her, I took her with me to Ujjain, and it was his Vyasa Puja day, and everybody was reading their offering personally. But I had not prepared because Vinod Bihari had not mailed it to me. So at the last minute, on that same day, I was told that you will be asked to come on the stage and read. And I was so nervous. So I was just scribbling something on the papers. And Yamuna Priya Mataji came to pass, she passed by, and I was getting her help how to write in proper language and all. So I had everything scripted, and I was really nervous. I went on the stage and I was reading it out. And Guru Maharaj could see it. He could see it, that it was not, And then when I finished reading it, and he said, "Who has written this offering?" I said, "No, it's not Vinod Bihari." I said, "Yeah, sorry, Guru Maharaj, I wrote it." So, and then that's why this year, I told Vinod Bihari, please, your Guru Maharaj will come to know instantly who has written the offering. So you write it. Although I initiated it, but today's offering is written 100% by him. It's coming from his heart. So this is, and then now that he's not there physically, I've understood more clearly the aspect of Vapu and Vani. Why every time, even my Guru Maharaj used to write, His Holiness Giriraj Maharaj used to say, Vani is superior, much superior than Vapu. Because now we remember him, we miss him much, much more than when he was physically. Because we were serving him only maybe 1 week, 10 days when he was here. But now we are serving him every day. And every day, quite a number of hours, by listening to his lectures, by listening to the glorification of other devotees. So we feel more connected to him now than ever. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. I'm very sorry to have almost missed this wonderful intervention of yours. So, Tulsi Manjari, I didn't forget you. But I'm going to let Dhananjay Prabhu speak because, as we all know, he's very senior as well. I can see it here. I saw his name. Oh, looks like it disappeared. Huh? Dominique André, that is his name in French. Looks like it disappeared. Okay. So then,
I'm here.
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
there.
Sorry. I can't see you. Okay, Prabhuji. Okay, so this is Dhananjay Prabhu, is a very senior devotee from France. We got initiated together in '88, and he's quite responsible in many areas. Please, let's listen to him. Hare Krishna. So you're on, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhus. Thank you for witnessing all this wonderful association Guru Maharaj gave us. I met him first in Vrindavan in '87. I was sent to him by a devotee to listen for the 4 first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, and it was highly inspiring. And at that time, I was looking for a spiritual master. And what touched me a lot is how our Guru Maharaj was really sent by Krishna to each and every of us. And in my case, it was very amazing how it happens, because when I came back to France, I approached my temple president and I met a very nice devotee there in India, Bhakti Charu Maharaj, and I would like to be initiated by him. And the temple president immediately told me, forget about it. If you want a spiritual master, better have a lot of association with him. So I was quite desperate. And I saw at that time how the spiritual master is sent to us. So I went directly to Gaur-Nitai in New Mayapur, and I prayed to Nityananda, the original spiritual master, and I told him, I don't know what to do. Please do something so that it becomes obvious who will be my spiritual master. And 1 week later, Guru Maharaj was nominated GBC for France. It was really a confirmation. And then it was all along confirmed that he was very especially empowered to help us and to help me. And it was a big task for him. Sometime I remember when I went to see him in London one time, he got to know, I don't know where, by whom, that I was like attracted by Narayan Maharaj. I was astonished about that, but he was like a lion. He was preaching to me. I did not have time to speak or just say how faithful I am with him. And it was amazing because it was like a big aura around him, and I was struck like such a powerful energy. It was a very strange experience, and he was preaching and explaining how you have to be faithful to Srila Prabhupada and so on, and it was so nice. Those days were very nice because we were so little numbers of disciples in Europe. We had some Vyas Puja in Radhadesh, in New Mayapur in '89, and at those time I had the special opportunity to serve him, but in circumstances like in New Mayapur. I don't know if you remember how he was explaining, but there was no light, no central heating, so I had to carry wood for my spiritual master, in his room for his stove, put some water to heat up the water for taking his shower in the morning, and then I had the pleasure to come and give him a garland to bring in the Mongol Arctic, and we were so little devotees. There were so much association, and it was very like always, like after when he had so many disciples, very simple, very gentle, very personal. Was so personal. In '88, before our initiation, he came to visit us on our Sankirtan party. We were distributing books all year long, and he was sleeping in our trailer van. So we arranged a trailer van for him, and he told me, come and sleep there, and I was sleeping at his feet. So the first thing I was hearing in the mornings, Bhakta Dominic, we go to the shower. It's such a fond memory. It was really touching in every aspect of his life. In his preaching, he was so efficient. I enjoy each and every of his lecture, how he's telling the question, then constructing the answer very gradually, very simple and very fluent, so that it can be understood by everyone and anyone, even newcomers. It is very such a powerful preaching, and he was making so many poetry also when he was speaking, like it said in the spiritual world, every word is a poem, every step a dance. That's how we were experiencing our association with Guru Maharaj. And when he suddenly left, I was feeling very angry because I'm in the white plants and food supplement business, and I'm helping people all year long about such so-called disease and things like that. And when I saw how it was dealt, in a different way than what I was doing here in France, and we had so much success, and we're seeing Guru Maharaj decaying like that, I was feeling angry like anything. But also I was accepting that if Krishna chose the time, and if Srila Prabhupada has some service to give him somewhere else, so he has to do that, and it doesn't change that we are all his mercies there in his Vani, in his instruction, and his association is there through the company of his disciples, and also with the company of so many elder devotees. It was very impressive to hear so many devotees coming out speaking about the glory of Guru Maharaj. It was really prominent figures in our movement, and we are so fortunate to get his mercy that he accepts us as his disciple. And it's you you can be confident that it's like a guarantee for us, because if he accepts us, then he will bring us back home. That's wonderful. Srila Bhakti Charu Maharaj, Srila Gurudev ki jai.
Thank you, Dhananjay Prabhu, for your heartfelt memories. I know you've been very closely associated with Guru Maharaj. So now we'll turn to Tulsi Manjari from Gibraltar. I remember her from Calcutta, so it looks like she migrated to Spain. So very happy to see you again.
Yes,
so please, can you hear?
Yes, I can.
Okay, great. So you're on now. Go ahead.
Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances to all my senior God brothers and God sisters. Thank you very much to Raj Prabhu and Himagori Mataji for giving me this opportunity, and thank you, Madhavendra Puri Prabhu. It's very nice to see you after a long time. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Charu Swami Ti Namine. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Ti Prabhu, how long do I have? How many minutes?
You have about 7-8 minutes. I'm keeping track, don't worry.
Okay. Hare Krishna. I don't know, all senior God brothers and sisters have spoken.
We cannot hear you. Yeah, go ahead. Now you are.
Okay. I will speak about my personal interactions with Guru Maharaj. I mean, as Madhavendra Prabhu said, I hail from Calcutta. And we are three sisters, Devashri Radhika, Vinodini Radhika, and my mother, Vidya Vadhu. We all are disciples of Guru Maharaj. I mean, we first met Guru Maharaj in 2003. It was Kartik, and it was 12th of October. And that day is actually the most special day of our life, because our life changed completely after meeting Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj we all know that Guru Maharaj is very personal, very caring, very compassionate, very loving. And we three sisters and our mother, we have experienced it firsthand. Sorry. It was our very first meeting when Guru Maharaj met us. My sisters were, I was just in uni. I had just got into uni. And my sisters were very, very small. They were like 9 years or 10 years old. So it was my youngest sister's birthday the following Sunday. So as young children, I'm just sharing quickly a pastime which happened, that as young children, they don't know what to say, when to say. So as soon as she met Guru Maharaj, she said, next Sunday is my birthday. She was very excited with Vedahi, Vinodini Radhika, and Guru Maharaj immediately said, oh, wow. We should have a grand celebration. And Guru Maharaj, it was the following Sunday, we went not knowing how personal Guru Maharaj is, and he had ordered a beautiful cake and he gave a Krishna book, which he still has with his autograph and a very beautiful message. That was the beginning, our first interaction with a pure devotee. Our life changed since then. His loving, we miss him so much. There's never a day where we don't miss him. Sorry. Guru Maharaj, I'm sorry. It was 2003 then. I mean, since then, after that, a person, Guru Maharaj, we all know that Guru Maharaj is very loving and merciful. I have so many things to say. I don't know. I'm just. It was in 2004 that Guru Maharaj was traveling in Europe, and he came back to Calcutta, and he was on his en route to Mayapur, and he halted in Calcutta for a couple of days. And it was just that we had just met him, but it was his loving. He gifted us such beautiful. He presented us with such beautiful gifts, which was such an like he gave us. I remember I still have that pen. He gave me a cross pen, like, and my sisters as well. I mean, nobody ever had done that for us, and we had just met Guru Maharaj. So that from this video, you see that Guru Maharaj is so so extraordinary, and we were like no one. We were like absolutely insignificant, and he made us feel so special. So he gave us so much mercy, and because of Guru Maharaj's mercy, because of Guru Kripa, we realized that we missed such a golden, as Raj Prabhu said, we missed a golden opportunity to serve him. Missed a golden opportunity to take our spiritual life seriously. I remember when I was, actually, this is very personal, but I would like to share. My wedding happened very late. Most of the devotees who know me. So it was, there was one instance when Guru Maharaj and my mother were talking. They were having a discussion in a private room, and my mother was very worried, expressing that Tulsi Manjari is not getting married. So Guru Maharaj said, and some people think whatever they think. That was my mother's understanding, that they think that maybe there's already someone, she's not getting married. So Guru Maharaj looked at me, and I looked at Guru Maharaj, and Guru Maharaj said, of course, she is engaged to Krishna. Let them think whatever they think. And that gave me so much joy. And that thing gave me so much encouragement that my Gurudev knows my heart. It was so beautiful. Once Guru Maharaj also, he just looks at you. Even, I mean, if there was something like my sister had gone to see Guru Maharaj in Mayapur, and I was in Calcutta. I told her to convey a message, and she said, I'll try if I get an opportunity. So as soon as Guru Maharaj saw her, and Guru Maharaj asked her, do you have a message? So we all, I'm sure all of us have come across this kind of situations where Guru Maharaj just reads our mind. He just knows our heart.
Okay, Tulsi, so it's coming to an end.
Thank
Do
you
you
very
want to
much.
add up anything?
I just want to say that I just want to pray and ask for forgiveness, or to pray for all of you to please bless, so that I can actually serve Guru Maharaj someday, serve Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj someday. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thanks a lot. Okay, Hare Krishna. All glories to Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada. Yes, Guru Maharaj is definitely the turning point in my life. He came to France in 87. And as we all know, France Yatra was a cemetery. Bhagavan Prabhu had left in 86. So devotees were oozing out of ISKCON like blood is oozing out of an arm, a bloody arm, you know. The yatra was being depleted in terms of numbers. And Guru Maharaj came with also another great soul, Bhakti Swarup Damodar Maharaj. And like Dhananjay Prabhu mentioned, first time I met Guru Maharaj was in '87. We were distributing books in the south of France. And he came. Actually, in those days, Guru Maharaj was not even just freshly Guru. He was not even, perhaps not even GBC. When I met Guru Maharaj, he was not even GBC. And, you know, we had basically two GBCs. Very shortly, he was appointed GBC. So we had those two great souls, Guru Maharaj and Bhakti Swarup Damodar Maharaj. And immediately, I got attracted by him and also by Bhakti Swarup Damodar Maharaj, who is quite transcendental in himself, as you know. And in those days, there was no email, email or chat, anything. So we had to correspond by letters. And I wanted to, obviously, to make a long story short, after a few months, I wanted to take initiation from him. And I was, you know, like a bit foolishly making a checklist. He's got this quality, and what about, I was hesitating between the two. And Guru Maharaj used to come because by then he had been appointed GBC. And one time he told me, you know, my name is Mark. He told me, Mark, taking initiation is an affinity of heart. It's a bit like husband and wife. He gave me this analogy like a marriage. You may have all the checklists, all the points on a particular guru, but it's your heart which is talking, which is craving. There should be an affinity of hearts. And immediately I really got conquered and I made my choice. And obviously it was a beautiful choice. All my life, Guru Maharaj has been. I would basically concentrate on his gratefulness. So in those days, he was extremely approachable. You have to understand, Guru Maharaj in those days, he had 10 disciples, 15 disciples. So he would come to New Mayapur. As you know, Guru Maharaj is extremely instrumental to have saved New Mayapur. We are writing a book. Guru Maharaj was very fond of making a book on this adventure. So a few God sisters of mine and God brothers of mine were going to write a book in a posthumous manner on the saving of New Mayapur. And Guru Maharaj would tell me, okay, just drive. Just take the car and drive off. So I would tell Guru Maharaj, where are we going? He'd say, anywhere, just drive. He wanted to relax by relaxing in the car. And he was very fond of asparagus. So green and white asparagus. All around New Mayapur is full of asparagus. So we would buy asparagus for him and cook. And I just want to share a story which will emphasize his gratefulness. In those days, I was his servant. We're talking about 88, 89. So he was, as I say, GBC. And he had to leave the next day to catch a plane in Orly airport, which is close to Paris. And he told me Madhavendra was already initiated by then. You please, he had two, for those who remember those days, he had a silver case, bright silver case, full of his papers, like his passport, his tickets and the money and everything. So he told me, you please leave one suitcase behind and you take that particular suitcase. And he pointed out to the silver case. And just imagine, lo and behold, when we left that night, because obviously we had to leave the night before, we was about to check in a hotel in Orly, and then he would take his plane the next day, very early. So I just picked up one suitcase, which I thought was the right one. And we drove all the way, we checked into a hotel. And we slept. I slept at his feet on the carpet. And luckily, he got up very early, as usual, 3 o'clock, and he told me, Madhavendra, please bring me the suitcase, referring to the silver case suitcase. And I got mixed up. Just imagine such a big blunder. I left the good suitcase, the wanted suitcase in New Maroko, and I took the one they wanted to leave there. So I told him, Guru Maharaj, you told me to leave that one behind. And Guru Maharaj was so angry. You have to understand, it's a bit like Srila Prabhupada. When Srila Prabhupada or Guru Maharaj are angry, you can see the lower lips is quivering. It's beyond anger. It's beyond anger. It doesn't even speak. It's beyond anger. So I was petrified, but he had taught me already by then that when you make a blunder, you have to fix it up immediately. So I grabbed the phone. It was like 3:30 in the morning. I woke up the president. I said, please, I'll pay anything. Just bring this suitcase over. We're talking about 200-300 kilometers apart between Nimarako and Oli Airport. So the president, he just turned me down. Sorry, I cannot do it. I kept on calling devotees. Please, I'll pay the gas. I'll give you extra money. Don't worry. Finally, I found a devotee who did it. His name is Vishwa Guru Prabhu. It's been years I haven't seen him. And he drove all the way. Can you imagine? It's a long drive. And he, just on time, he brought the suitcase before Guru Maharaj was about to take his flight. As I said, with all the flight tickets, the money, the passport, everything. And Guru Maharaj immediately, that's one of his great quality. He can go very high in anger, it's transcendental anger, at the next minute, as if nothing had happened. So exactly what happened. He didn't even mention anything, you know. So 5 minutes left. As I say, Guru Maharaj is always, even though I have no quality at all, but always emphasizing on that little bit that we may have done for ISKCON, we may have done for Srila Prabhupada. Is fanning that little spark. So I would share with, over the years, there's one verse. I used to tell Guru Maharaj, you embody that verse, Guru Maharaj. And he would humbly, fold his hands but this is the verse. It's a great verse. And when I think of that verse, this is Guru Maharaj in a shloka form for me. This is the end of the Brahma Samhita, the 5th chapter. Pramanes tadat tachares tadabhyasya nirantaram bodhayam atmanatmanam bhaktim apyutamam labet. This is the translation. The highest devotion is attained by slow degrees, by the method of constant endeavor for self-realization, with the help of scriptural evidence, tasty conduct, and perseverance in practice. So you can see that this verse foremost emphasizes the steadiness, the growth, the constant care, the constant concern to advance in spiritual life. So Guru Maharaj has always been a living example. He doesn't have to speak. He's a living example of what it is like to be steady in Krishna consciousness by slow progression. So we all had been taken aback by the way Guru Maharaj left, but we have to understand Vaishnavera Kriya Mudra Vigyana Bhujai. No one can understand or fathom the activities of the pure devotees. Maharaj is obviously, certainly, a Vishnu Parikar of the Lord, of Srila Prabhupada. So he has been called back. And now, as some of you mentioned, we're talking about love and separation. And this is, now it's up to us to show a testimony of love, the burden of love. We have to finish off. Guru Maharaj used to tell me, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. So life is ticking away. Each time the sun sets, our life is diminishing. And Guru showed us death can happen anytime. Doesn't matter the age, the gender. He has showed us, just like Srila Prabhupada, how to leave the body. So let's pray together so that Guru Maharaj can keep on empowering us, and so we can finish off this life in proper consciousness. And we have been graced to come across this personality. I've never seen such a big turmoil of feelings ever since the departure of Srila Prabhupada. ISKCON has been totally devastated as an entity by the departure of Guru Maharaj. Never happens ever since in that magnitude since the departure of Srila Prabhupada. So unfortunately, at least for myself, I didn't realize. I realized, but not enough, how close we were to such a personality, a transcendental personality of that magnitude. I could tell you more, but I have to stick to the timings. Thanks a lot to give me this opportunity, and let's stick together by remaining in ISKCON and carrying on serving Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna. So, did I forget anyone from the group that I had? I hope I didn't. Not everyone turned up.
Devashri Radhika, was her name there, Prabhu? My younger sister, Devahuti.
Yes. Is she here?
Yeah, she is.
Oh, sorry.
Prabhuji.
Oh, yes.
Actually, the time is 9 o'clock, and we had made an announcement globally about the drama session. So,
okay.
if it possible, you can speak to Ramanand Rai Prabhu, and Devarshi Radhika Mataji can speak in tomorrow's Europe slot.
Okay, that's a good idea. Okay, sorry, Devashri Radhika.
That is absolutely okay.
You please contact Ramanand Roy. Yeah? Tomorrow you can be slotting in tomorrow's.
Because we had set two slots for European devotees, because it's a big area. So yes. Today it was like 1 hour, and 9 o'clock we had to start with the drama. So we thank you all together, Madhavendra Puri Prabhu and all the devotees around the Europe, for sharing their offering with us. And we wish you all a very happy Srila Guru Maharaj's Vyasa Puja celebration in your respective areas. And now there is a drama which will be in Hindi, but the topic of the drama is Ocean of Mercy. That is on the life of Srila Guru Maharaj. It has been taken like dialogues, and the script has been taken from the Guru Maharaj's book Ocean of Mercy. So next I will request His Grace Chittari Krishna Prabhu to please come over and say something about Ocean of Mercy drama, which has been directed and shoot in ISKCON Ujjain temple in this lockdown situation as well. Oh, okay. So please, Chittari Krishna.